Given everything that the public now knows, does the Prime Minister still have full confidence in the Assistant Minister for Health?
Yes.
I refer to the Prime Minister's answer in question time on Monday, where he said Senator Nash's Chief of Staff was required to divest himself of a shareholding in his wife's business. I also refer to the Special Minister of State's statement in Senate estimates last night that Senator Nash's Chief of Staff was not required to divest his interest in a lobbying firm. Who has misled the parliament, the Prime Minister or the Special Minister of State?
The short answer, Madam Speaker, is neither. On this particular issue, there is Labor smoke, but there is no coalition fire. There is smoke without fire. Within a couple of days of issues being raised, the staff member in question did the right thing and he resigned.
I refer to the statement of Minister Nash at Senate estimates this morning. My Chief of Staff has complied with all the requirements to ensure that there was no conflict of interest. I also refer to the Prime Minister's statement in the House on Monday. He was required to divest himself of his shareholding. He was dilatory in doing so. Who is right, the Prime Minister or the Assistant Minister of Health?
Happily, Madam Speaker, both, and I want to make it absolutely crystal clear that there has been no breach of the conflict of interest rules.
Senator Nash told Senate estimates this morning that her Chief of Staff resigned solely because of a media interest that was causing a distraction for the government. On Monday, the Prime Minister told the parliament that Senator Nash's Chief of Staff resigned because he was dilatory in divesting a shareholding. Who is right, the Prime Minister or the Assistant Minister of Health?
Certainly since the resignation of the gentleman in question, there is just nothing there. There is just nothing there. This is not so much a storm in a teacup. It's not even a zephyr in a thimble. It's nothing, because the conflict of interest rules have been observed.
Is the Prime Minister aware that 66 eminent public health professors have written to all state and territory health ministers, including Minister Nash, calling for the Health Star rating website to be reinstated as a matter of urgency? Why was the Minister of Chief Staff allowed to determine the government's public health policy rather than the advice of dozens of public health experts?
The premise of the question is simply wrong. It's simply wrong. The position of the government was determined by the government, by the minister. It's eminently defensible.
Today at Senate estimates, Minister Nash explained how she managed her Chief of Staff's conflicts of interest. I required those undertakings. It was my responsibility. I ensured that they were done. Given that Senator Nash failed to ensure her Chief of Staff had ceased his directorship and divested his shareholding, hasn't the minister misled the parliament and failed in her responsibilities as a minister in your government?
Well, there's a very simple answer. The answer is no.
Given everything that's been put to the Prime Minister today and the testimony at estimates this morning, how on earth can the Prime Minister or anyone have any confidence in the Assistant Minister for Health?
The minister has not breached the conflict of interest rules. In order to avoid any perception of potential conflict of interest, the staffer in question resigned. The minister is doing a fine job. Every single decision that has been made by her in that portfolio is eminently defensible, and I back it to the hilt.